Here's one thing that I think you're awesome at, from what I can tell. Obviously basketball, but then beyond basketball, I feel like you're very good about measuring the performance of your team. So, an example, it seems as though you know what's going on at a high level in each department or each area of the business. Talk to me about how or what organizational systems you use to manage the metrics of your business, the metrics that matter.
Yeah, so in our company we have, from a global organization, and I should say global meaning our company, not global as in the entire globe. From a macro standpoint, there are key metrics that we watch every single day that we think are important for us measuring the health of the business. Those cascade down into the departments, and so we have other key metrics that roll up into that our department heads are responsible for looking at on a daily and weekly basis to make sure that the health of their departments are performing the way that they should. We use enterprise level systems like Salesforce.com and Workday and so on and so forth to help us to measure that information and make it easy to access that data. But at the end of the day, we create dashboards that help us to track the performance of the organization.
Let me throw out some examples for you real quick here. Sure. I see this all the time. There's one business that I'm very familiar with. It's a printing business.
Yep.
And they do it the right way. And so they have flat screens up all over their business that show each tech, how many jobs they've done for the day, and then what the quality control rating was that came through from customer reviews. So like it basically rates the tech so you see where you're at in the food chain, and they award bonuses based off performance for the month. So even though it's a service business where they're fixing printers, they know how long it takes every person to do it and how happy the customers are with their work. And they manage that. And I looked around, and then they have one for the sales team, and they show who has the most sales and who has the most, and they track it. And the CEO doesn't look at these ridiculously 37-page reports, but he just looks at the screens and he's able to know, okay, John's in first place, Ted down here is struggling, I need to probably help this guy, or we need to schedule training for him. But I guess what I see working well is that he knows enough about each area to manage it.
Yeah.
Where I see in business, typically you see the owners who have no metrics at all, they have no clue what's going on in any area, or they get really motivated for like a weekend, and now they have a ridiculous report that's like a 37-page report per department that they don't look at. Yeah. How do you balance that? Yeah. So let's just say you're walking into any business in America right now. What metrics should every sales team know or something?
Well, so let me address something you said a second ago, and that is that oftentimes, at least this was my perception of what you said, oftentimes entrepreneurs confuse outcomes with metrics. So one of the key metrics they may track are gross revenues. Well, that's not necessarily a metric. So I'll give you an example. I think that one of the biggest mistakes that people make is that they track metrics across the organization that don't necessarily roll up. So for one of the metrics that we track is service level. We believe that anyone that submits for information should be called back within an hour. So we track a 1-hour SLA. And now whether that's on initial sales or in our existing customer service, we track departments. So as a company, we track SLA. That translates down to sales and service, and we track that 1-hour SLA, and then it translates down to the individuals themselves. So those individuals know that one of the things that we think is most important to us is that people are getting the information that they request in a timely and accurate way. And we're measuring them, we're measuring at the department, we're measuring as an organization. They all roll together. And
SLA stands for?
Service level.
Service level. So you're saying, hey, we not only say we value it, because I think most owners of a company say, well, we care about our customers.
Sure.
I don't think there's very few owners who are like, customers, schmustomers, whatever, who cares? Yeah. We all say we care, but you're actually tracking it, measuring it, and saying, hey, we will call people back within an hour, and we're going to put it up on the screen, and basically there's almost an accountability there. There's a celebration of success there. There's a certain energy there, right?
Absolutely, and there are other phases of our business that we track down to the individual user. So we survey all of our customers to ask them, how did we perform in these functions? When you initially contacted us and went through the process of determining whether we were the right company to partner with, once we secured your funding, some of the post-funding support that we provide, and we measure their happiness level at each point of that transaction and the people that are associated. So I can look at one of our initial consultants and say, gosh, this person is far exceeding our expectations, whereas this person, we've got some training opportunities.